Going gets rough and you're gonna hang tough to make it. History repeats itself, try and you'll succeed. Never doubt that you're the one, and you can have your dreams. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep it down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep it down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep it down.
What up, players? It's the morning after with Nick and Big J. Welcome to Friday, the 27th day of September 2024. My name, well, that would be Nick. I present to you Big J.
Hello.
Hi, Big J.
Yeah.
Welcome to Friday, dude. We made it.
It feels like it's next week already for me. It's just been the longest week, dude.
I know. Here's
Only
good
the
news.
beginning.
It's only going to feel longer as the month of October goes on.
Well, I don't, man. Yeah. But, once it gets rolling, I hope it'll, even out a little bit. But
You
yeah,
think?
I don't know. We got a lot of stuff on the plates over here, man.
Yeah, we do. Big J is referencing multiple things. First of which is we have our big giveaway party tonight at Sturman's Wine and Cigars. Going to be out there from 5 to 7 this very evening. We encourage you to join us. If you have qualified, you're required to join us if you want to win this Aftershock prize. But if you have been trying to qualify, you just haven't been able to get through, or you got through and you guessed the number 3 because that's the number you think Big J always schedules for Power Hours, then you could have missed out on a chance to qualify. And so we encourage you to show up tonight. Be there before 6, because from 5 to like 5:45 or so, we're going to allow some people to sign up for 5 extra slots in the giveaways. And we have some serious prizes to give away tonight. And it's not just one prize. There is one grand prize. There's no doubt about it. But lots of prizes will be given away today. And we've been holding back some information that we will announce at the giveaway party that we think will surprise, shock, scare, perhaps even change your life. And I know I'm setting the bar pretty high.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You do. I've told you like 3 times, but you just forget every time I say that.
Okay.
Maybe you think I'm talking it up too much.
Or you flash that thing in front of my face like the Men in Black just to erase what you've just told me. Keep it secret.
Considering how busy this week is, I don't think I need to. It just goes.
Yeah.
It just goes. But we are excited to be a part of that tonight, so please join us out there at Sturman's Wine and Cigars. Whether you have qualified or you haven't, you can still have a beverage with us, hang out, have a good time. It's, God, a beautiful patio area, man.
Yeah, and it's going to be perfect this evening.
Yes, we're going to take over. We're going to have the fans going. It's going to be comfortable and awesome, and we're going to have a good time. We would love if you were there. So put that on your agenda. And then, of course, Big J out at the Walk to End Alzheimer's tomorrow at Kleiner Park. That's going to be his morning. We encourage you to join him. There's still an opportunity to donate to join Big J on the walk and have yourself a great Saturday morning. And then out at Team Mazda and the Pre-Owned Superstore's off-site sale at the old Kmart for the Trade-a-thon Marathon Saturday afternoon, because Big J's still trying to collect money for a great motorcycle raffle that's also going to help the Alzheimer's Association of Greater Idaho. So, yes, busy weekend for sure, Big J.
Yep.
And that doesn't even count what we're talking about on the show today, which is, of course, the last batch of Aftershock Hours. We will tell you what those are, the Power Hours. You'll have a chance to get $500 coming your way for listening to the radio station and playing along with Textual Healing, courtesy of Dollar Loan Center. We have prizes to give away, like Breaking Benjamin and Stained tickets and Bad Flower tickets. And Big J will have a Song of the Week for you. I believe that sets the table pretty well. Oh, God, and I forgot the Lounge at the End of the Universe. How dare I?
How dare you?
So it will be a busy Friday. You better buckle up, pal. Here come their Chili Peppers. It's the X Rocks.
Important stuff. Launch newsfeed. On the morning after with Nick and Big J.
City of Boise is launching a new food waste collection program for residents who cannot access the city's curbside compost collection. It's a pilot program that lets Boise residents that are living in apartments, condos, other multifamily communities participate in the city's compost program, because right now there's about 25% of garbage in Boise landfills are food waste, which is something they would like to dial back on, because all that does is really cause problems and fill up space and cause pests and all sorts of stuff. So they're trying to eliminate that. So they are taking part in this particular service to try to get people involved. So you can register to use 2 convenient food scrap drop-off locations at Comba Park and Fort Boise Complex. The city's analysis found that this would probably help a lot of people that are looking to get rid of food waste in different ways and give them an opportunity to do so. And so if you without access to the curbside compost across the city's composting resources, and you want to check this out, visit cityofboise.org/curbit, and you'll have an opportunity to register to drop off your food garbage in other places and make it convenient for you, hopefully.
Yeah, put your eggshells to good use.
Yeah. Make sure you're getting rid of your garbage the right way and putting it in the right bin. And composting is something that's a pretty big deal around these parts. But yeah, when 25% of landfills are filled up with food and there's other alternatives for that, some people might enjoy that alternative. It's not going to change a bunch of people's minds or make them completely change their lives. But for those that are making a conscious effort and trying to do better, it's a good option for them to have.
Yeah, because like in 3,000 years, when archaeologists are digging through stuff, and they're going to be like, find landfills, they'd be like, what the hell is this? What are these people doing?
I think they just lived amongst their garbage. I think they were filthy. They might be right.
Yep.
Hey, Big J, your Boise State Broncos will be hosting the undefeated Washington State Cougars tomorrow night, 8 p.m. kickoff on the Blue at Albertson Stadium. Going to be a beautiful night for this game. Broncos opened up at 7-point favorites on ESPN Bet, over under a 64.5. None of that means anything until you get the final score prediction from Big J.
I'm going to go, it's not going to be any of those numbers. I'm going to go 32-28 Broncos.
Okay. This series is only the 7th time these two schools have met, which is kind of hard to believe. But is it hard to believe, Big J, that Washington State owns our ass?
Yeah.
They have won 5 games in the series. The Broncos have only won 1. In fact, Washington State won the last time these two teams got together. So Broncos looking for a little bit of revenge and to try to kind of let the new conference foes who's boss.
Yeah, some of them have been pretty close games, too.
Yeah, it's true.
Not during the game, but near the end of the game is when the Broncos usually catch up. So let's see. Let's bring them into the blue. Give them a shellacking.
All right. We're looking to hand Washington State their first loss of the season. Of course, they're right outside the top 25. They're like 26, so it's like 25-26 matchup. It's a pretty nice little battle of some teams that are surprising people early on in the season, which is good. Last night, there was a Thursday night football game, Big J. Got off to a decent start, but then, oh my God, did it turn into a Thursday night football game.
It turned into a Dallas Giants game.
20 to 15 was your final score. But the worst part was, like, anybody that was worth watching left that field injured last night, save Dak Prescott. Micah Parsons going to need an MRI on an ankle injury. He could miss some serious time. Malik Neighbors, who's having a great year as a rookie for the Giants, had to leave with a concussion. So that game was unwatchable. Yeah, he was injured pretty early on with a foot injury. You got to see his foot on TV, though, Big J. I bet you like that.
Yeah, and the Giants running attack injured. Just non-existent. Like 28 attempts and only 26 yards.
And like no quarterback threw for more than 220. I mean, it's brutal to watch.
And the guy who doesn't miss field goals missed the field goal.
God, man.
Ruining everybody's bets.
It's just again, weeks 1 through 4 of the NFL are it's almost like they're daring you to watch some of these games. They're bad. And the Thursday night games are traditionally bad. But
listen, it doesn't matter.
I know.
It literally makes no difference.
We're still watching. You don't know. Although, to be fair, Big J, I did stop. I had to cry uncle, and I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. I no longer care who wins. None of the players that I want to watch are in the game anymore. I'm out. Bye. We got your Yellowstone update, Big J. CBS will air Season 5, Part 2, the premiere of Yellowstone on November 10th at 10 p.m., following the Paramount Network's airing earlier that night. The show will also be available on Paramount Plus in Canada on November 10th, so that's the number you want to circle on your calendar if you want to get back to Montana and enjoy some Yellowstone action, because that's when it's going to start airing on the streaming channels. And then again, as announced previously, they're going to concurrently air them on the network TV, which is the first time they've done that. Usually they've waited until the whole season's done on the streaming and then plopped it on the network, but this time they're going right on one on top of each other.
Maybe Yellowstone can save us.
Maybe.
Well, it can save traditional terrestrial TV.
We shall see. It hasn't done the great so far, but again, they're just trying new things. You never know. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your first round of important stuff. It is the X-Rock. That is Hailstorm and I Prevail. Can you see me in the dark here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J? Yes, it is September 27th, but like it or not, it's spooky season, Big J. Resistance is futile. You can't fight it. It comes essentially September 1st, and it doesn't leave until probably sometime mid-November, really.
I enjoy it now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you help the wife hang up the Halloween decorations?
Some of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got the front of our house is adorned with witches' hats.
Okay.
So they're healing. We've got like kind of like a pretty good sized front porch, and so there's like I think 20 of these witches' hats in various lengths on the hanging from the ceiling of the porch.
Are they
cool.
Are they actual witches' hat, or are they like 2D like paper replications of like flat?
They're real hats.
Nice. Very cool.
We got some skeletons sitting in chairs.
More to come,
front.
I'm sure,
Yeah.
right before spooky season is over.
Yep.
So you know that the house that you live in is very much into this. What's the likelihood that the Big J house is haunted?
Probably not. I mean, unless like some settlers or something were murdered on the land, or whatnot. I don't think anybody's died except for pets. I don't think any pets have died there either. So I think we're good. I think we're clear.
All right. Well, you know that a murder doesn't have to happen for an actual ghost.
But generally that's what happens.
Okay. Usually it's just unfinished business if you understand the rules of Ghost, Big J. They may be murders, but sometimes there could be somebody left behind that they want to send a message to, or they need to find a long-lost locket, something of that particular style. But if you believe your house is haunted, then you're going to want to invest in a Ring camera because they are leaning into spooky season, Halloween, ghosts and goblins and all that stuff. And they want you to know that if you can send them proof of paranormal activity on your Ring camera, Big J, ghostly action, they will happily send you $100,000, which could come in handy because the price of candy is through the roof, Big J. You might need that for trick-or-treating this year.
Yeah, that reminds me of that time our friend Brian used to work at the Record Exchange, but lives in Twin Falls now. He sent me video of the Koto Brewing in Twin Falls, and they've definitely got, that place is definitely haunted. And he sent video. Do you remember this?
I do remember, yeah. The bar
like
stool.
Chairs and stuff moving around, and that would have won, I would think.
Well, Ring's chief commercial officer says if you've got footage on your Ring camera of things that you may think is spooky and scary and paranormal activity, send them off to him because you have until November 1st. Users can submit your video at ring.com/ghost search for a chance to win the grand prize. So maybe, just maybe, you have a chance. Of course, the rules and regulations are this footage has to be captured on a Ring camera, not one of those cheap knockoffs, Big J. So there is some brand exclusivity here, so don't try to send in your old footage if it's not Ring footage.
All right.
So you make sure you get what you get, and maybe, just maybe, you could have $100,000 in your pocket if you could prove some paranormal activity in your house. So, heck, they've made, 6, 7 paranormal activity movies. Maybe it could be 8, based on the footage that you send in. Best of luck to you. Good luck in your haunted search. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J's got the song of the week for you next on the X. 3 Days Grace, Animal I Have Become here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Every single Friday morning, Big J selects a song to hopefully get those bloods flowing, get you through your Friday morning pretty nicely. First we find out the what, then we find out the why. Big J, what is it today?
It's brand new music from Daughtry. The song is called The Dam.
All right, check it out. Here's Big J's Song of the Week on the X. There's Big J's Song of the Week. That is Daughtry, The Dam, on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Hey, Big J, what'd you pick that song for?
Yeah, man, Daughtry's coming to town. He'll be here on the 6th with Breaking Benjamin and Stained, and that's off of their new EP, Shock to the System. And, I never really took Daughtry super seriously after the American Idol thing. It was probably silly on my part. And but the last couple songs in this EP in particular just have been incredible in my opinion. And I think the stuff that dude has been through in his family, you can hear it in these songs. And I think that's, helps people when you have that cathartic kind of thing and you go through something like he's gone through the loss of a child. And so I just, it's an interesting thing. Cathartic, I'm sure, from him. I think we'll get a chance to talk to him here very soon. And he was awesome when he was going up against Papa Roach for the Family Feud, the Celebrity Family Feud. That was a lot of fun. And both of those bands were going to give their money to suicide awareness. So it's just a cool thing. So imagine you'll probably be hearing more of The Dam. The Dam. And
yes, it'll be very cool to see Chris when he comes to town here on the 6th of October for sure. opening up for Stain and Breaking Benjamin. Does he still go by Chris, or do we have to call him Daughtry?
I don't know. I don't. CD?
I'm going to call him Mike, and we'll see what happens. Morning After.
Usually I mess up the names. Let me do that.
Well, it's not messing it up as much as I don't even know if that's like if he just goes by Daughtry now. Morning After with Nick
Mr.
and
Daughtry.
Big J, of course, with nothing but respect. Coming up, some important stuff as well as your We're Going to Hell story. It's the X Rock.
She a legend.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Red alert! Red alert!
Uh-oh.
Attention, if you own a Lucid branded platform bed, return it immediately. Approximately 138,000 Lucid branded platform well, it's so hard to say. Why? Lucid branded platform beds were sold at major retailers such as Amazon and Walmart are undergoing a recall in the United States of America and Canada because these beds are collapsing at an incredible rate.
Oh, no.
It poses dangers of falls and injuries. There have been 245 reported incidents of people heading to the hospital because their Lucid platform bed completely collapsed on them. And a bunch of people have had serious injuries. 18 of them here in the United States alone have had some sort of surgery because of...
How big are these platforms, man?
I don't know. I looked them up, and they look like your standard platform bed. I'm guessing like you fall through it kind of a thing, or something collapses, causes other things to fall on top of you with the kind of collapse weight or the shaking of it or whatever.
I wouldn't stand a chance.
And so every time something like this happens, though, I always think of Fight Club and Edward Norton's character where he's like, do you have any idea how bad things have to get before we order a full-on recall?
Yeah.
And how many people have to be hurt and undergo serious injuries before we go? Yeah.
The formula.
It always, I know that there's some movie stuff in there, but I also know that's true. From deep down in my heart, I know that companies go, okay, how many settlements do we have to, shell out before it becomes more cost effective for us to completely take the actual item off the market? And we've reached that point for Lucid branded platform bed. You ever have a platform bed in your life?
I don't, yeah, I guess. I mean, how does that work? What exactly is a platform bed?
I think you're elevated above the ground in some way, shape, or form that's not usually box spring related or something like that.
Yeah, for a while, my parents had one.
Okay.
It was a water bed. It was a platform water bed, dude.
My God.
And I inherited that for a while, and yeah.
Why is your back all messed up, I wonder?
Yeah, no kidding, man. Thanks, parents.
Big J, big game on the Blue on Saturday as your number 25 ranked Boise State Broncos will host the undefeated Washington State Cougars, their soon-to-be conference foes, heading into the Blue on Saturday. Kickoff 8 o'clock Mountain Time for you if you're checking out the game. It will be aired on Fox Sports 1. High of 91, low of 55. It'll be closer to the lower side of those things once we hit halftime and stuff. Broncos are a 7-point favorite on ESPN Bet. The over-under's 64.5. Big J says you like the Cougars to cover and the under, right?
Yeah.
Final score prediction once again?
32-28 Broncos.
All right. We will see how it all comes together tomorrow on the Blue. Best of luck to the Broncos. Dallas Cowboys beat the New York Giants last night on Thursday Night Football, 20-15 in a game that dared you to watch it. And Big J, we know you love reality cooking shows. We know you love Harry Potter. How about those two things bash up and meet together? Because James and Oliver Phelps, known for their roles as Fred and George Weasley in the Harry Potter films, are going to host a Harry Potter-themed baking competition called Harry Potter Wizards of Baking.
On the Food Network.
And on Max. Scheduled to premiere on November 14th, it is a 6-part limited series show. It will feature the usual culinary judges when it comes to desserts on Food Network, like Yosef Yusuf and Carla Hall, along with guests from the Harry Potter world, like Warwick Davis is going to pop by, Bonnie Wright's going to pop by. The participating bakers and pastry chefs will have access to iconic Harry Potter film sets, including the Great Hall at Hogwarts and Platform 9 3/4. I don't know what that means, but they're going to work on their magical cake creations in the actual world of Harry Potter. Are you interested?
Yeah, I'll tell you who's excited is Mason. She sent me last night. I woke up to this, a message with this in it about this. Because we just started watching the Halloween baking wars and all that stuff together. And so she's stoked about it because she's a huge Harry Potter head.
Why not call it The Boy Who Baked, though? Wouldn't that be better? Right?
Why? Is it Harry Potter, the boy who wizarded it?
No, it's The Boy Who Lived, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
All right. How do I know more about Harry Potter than you? That doesn't seem right.
You read.
I haven't read any of the Harry Potter stuff. Morning After
Osmosis.
with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. We are going to go to hell. That's next on the X Rocks.
Hey, on 100.3, the X rocks.
We're going to India today for We're Going to Hell, Big J. And a friendly reminder to men, women, children all over our listening area, those that are finding us on the X app, that are streaming in other countries and other locations besides just the Treasure Valley. I beg of you, please bathe and shower on a regular basis.
Please, for the love of God.
Get yourself clean. Make yourself whole again.
Don't forever be unclean.
Some will, but most of the stink you can at least wash off.
Yeah.
Whether or not you can cleanse your soul is another question altogether, but we have another situation, Big J, where a woman over in India has filed for divorce from her husband after being married for only 40 days, claiming that during their 40-day marriage, he only bathed once in that entire time that they were together, and his body odor and overall stench was just too much for her to take. She couldn't fathom living with him anymore, let alone laying with him, and so that was the end of the relationship, and the divorce has been granted. Now, as you know, in India, marriages are arranged in a lot of cases, most of them, specifically ones that come from very religious families. So this is a situation where she was part of an arranged marriage. There was, all sorts of money that was exchanged, dowry, all those kind of things that go along with it. But all that stuff is being returned because the dude she was matched up with did not shower in any way, shape, or form. She said that she begged and pleaded with him to shower, and he did once while they were together. But he was of the belief that if you washed yourself, Big J, it did not wash away your sins, and so you needed to atone for that stuff. And by not bathing is one of the ways that was his opinion, how it worked. She was like, that's great, but you smell like high heaven, and so I no longer want to be around you in any way, shape, or form, let alone be naked with you. Please get me out of this situation. So she moved back home with her family, and they tried to work it out, but essentially she filed and requested for a divorce. It was granted, basically based on personal hygiene, Big J. Would you be shocked to know this is not the first time that somebody's personal hygiene has led to a divorce in the country of India?
I would not be shocked.
47 times this year.
Whoa, this year?
Yes, it has happened where a spouse's poor hygiene has led to a divorce. And so they just can't handle somebody else's stink. We've talked about how sometimes you become smell blind to maybe your own smell and you're not picking up your own body odor.
I feel like, though, there's a break point there at some point where it's so overwhelming you can't help but to smell it.
You would think. Or maybe when you're putting on your clothes and you're going, God, these things, they don't smell right. Something's not right. Or maybe they just have something wrong with their noses and they can't smell everything. But you got to be able to bathe on a regular basis, I believe. If you want to share your space with other people, I think. It's just common courtesy. But listen, you can't talk to people that have some sort of religious connotations to that stuff, whether they be right or wrong. If that's their belief, there's no way you're talking sense to them.
So they can't try to cover it? I mean, you would think Axe body spray would be huge there in India. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, here's the other question. After 40 days of that, is that almost worse? I don't know. I cannot confirm nor deny.
It's mixed together and create a deadly compound.
Right. It's like Agent Orange, and you don't know what's happening.
That's the new disease that's going to destroy us all again.
So a reminder, please bathe on a regular basis so that your relationships survive, your friendships survive, and people don't want to be completely grossed out by you. And if you aren't sure if you stink, you know what? Just take a shower just to be safe, right?
Or ask somebody.
Tough conversation to have.
Hey, Slider, do I stink?
Yeah, easy in movies and stuff, but tough in real life, I think, to have that conversation. I would just say err on the side of caution and clean yourself regularly and make sure you use products that would help you not stink throughout the day, and that way you won't have this problem.
It's good advice.
Thanks, man. I try. I'm not an expert in this area.
No, you are.
But I would say
you are an expert at
that
cleanliness.
it's a good idea for people to clean themselves so that relationships can, be built on. You can't build a relationship on a foundation of stench, Big J. It doesn't work. No, not a very good foundation at all. Bad. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There is your We're Going to Hell story. We got to let you know about your last day's worth of power hours. Find out when they are next on the X Rocks.
Sir, please fasten your belt.
Oh.
Your other belt.
It's time. Here's today's Aftershock Power Hours. Qualify for a trip to the Aftershock Festival, only from 100.3 VX Rocks.
Well, procrastinators, you did it. It's the absolute last day to get yourself qualified officially for our big giveaway party that is happening tonight at Sturman's Wine and Cigars in Garden City. You're going to be out there from 5 until 7 o'clock tonight, hanging out, having fun, and giving away a bunch of prizes, including the grand prize, which is a trip for two to the Aftershock Festival in Sacramento, which is happening, Big J, in just a few weeks, buddy.
Yeah.
So
get ready to get on a plane.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of quick turnaround deals, but it's going to be a good old time, and we'd like to send you there. But if you want to be in the drawing for sure, or in the contest for sure, I should say, you need to get yourself qualified. So that means we have one more day of Aftershock Power Hours. Big J, when are they?
Today, they are at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and 12 p.m.
Okay.
So we got 3 left.
And 2 of them before the show is over today, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, you have a couple of opportunities then during the morning show to get yourself qualified. Of course, we do want to wrap these up kind of early because the party begins at 5. We want people to know that they're qualified, that they are, in fact, qualified, and they should join us tonight if they want to have a chance. So I understand why they were kind of log jamming these in a little bit early, but it gives you an opportunity, if you're up and listening, to maybe get qualified. So what are those hours again, Big J?
Which one's log jamming? 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and 12 p.m., noon.
Yes, and it's going to be awesome. So, in other words, you have a Aftershock Power Hour beginning in less than 10 minutes. Is that correct, Big J?
That's right.
We believe in the power of threes around here. What are the hours again?
Say that a lot.
I believe it, though.
8 a.m., 9 a.m., and noon.
I am of the opinion that once you hear things 3 times, it's easier to commit them to memory. That is how I do it. I repeat things 3 times, and then I memorize it. That's how it works.
So you believe in the power of 3.
That's how I got to know you. Yeah. And collectively, because you're here, you also believe it. It's how I remember your name, Big J. I say Big J. Now I know that's your name. And I won't call you anything else the rest of the show.
Thank God.
You're welcome. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your Aftershock Power Hours. One's coming up. We got important stuff and Pop Culture Smackdown next on the X.
Here's traffic.
Spanning the globe in search of news. Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Pretty big global survey was done of 200,000 employed adults and found that 45% of the workforce that responded to this survey had been victims of a hacking attempt or scam via their work email. Would you fall in that 45 percentile, Big J?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so as well.
It's
so
just
funny.
yesterday, I think, actually.
Today, I checked my junk folder,
Yeah.
and one was, Nick, you've been hacked, was the subject line. And the body was, click this link to fix this. And I was like, no, you're not going to get me today. Not today, email Satan. No way. But it happens on the regular, man. I mean, there's all sorts of crazy emails we get around here. I want to say probably 4 or 5 a week of people saying, click here for a receipt or your payment is past due or whatever. And it's like, I know what they're trying to do, but I have all my faculties. You're not going to get me, pal. But 72% say these scams and phishing attempts have become more sophisticated. And I've noticed that as well. Have you noticed that maybe some of those that have come through here have our website domain name as their email address?
Oh, yeah.
Return emails. I'm like, that's how they get it. Or it's at like lotusboise.com. And it's like, hey, that's not okay. 23% report taking cybersecurity training after workplace-related cyber attack. We've done that, Big J.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in the minority there. But of those who were successfully hacked, 22% lost money, 30% lost some personal information that they feel like maybe they'll never be safe again. And, we have a tendency to reuse passwords across multiple accounts and use weak passwords. So once one is gone, it impacts a ton of our accounts because, I think, a lot of us are guilty of using the same password in a lot of things so that we can only have to remember a certain amount. Or we have go-tos. I have like a list of like 8 or 9 that I have that I rotate that I know if it's not that, it's probably one of these 2 or 3 others. But it is important that companies, individuals, people re-examine their data protection side of things. And then also, maybe if you're a company in your workplace offering up some cybersecurity training so that people know what to do when a phishing scam gets through, that could be important to your data as well as your employees' data, and you want them to feel safe when they work for you. Agree or disagree?
Agreed.
How many of those phishing scams did you hit report on, Big J, in your email? That's right. The training works, dude.
Yeah.
So I do the same thing.
Oh, reporting them? Yeah. I thought you meant clicking and opening or whatever they sent.
No.
Oh, whoops.
Never mind. The training does not work. Hey, tomorrow the Boise State football team is taking on the Washington State Cougars. 8 p.m. kickoff on the Blue. Fox Sports 1 has your telecast. Big J, your final score prediction once again?
32-28.
In favor of the Boise State Broncos. That is less than ESPN says they should win by, and it's also the under. So we'll see how Big J does on his betting. The Oakland A's played their last game at Oakland Coliseum yesterday, Big J. The stadium employee found a great way to protest the team's eventual move to Las Vegas and also hit the bottom line of John Fisher, the unpopular owner. The employee posted a QR code that could be used to secure a 30% employee discount on food and beverage at the concession stands for the final game of the season. The code was eventually disabled because they caught on around the 3rd inning or so, but plenty of fans got some bargains and said goodbye to their team and got some discount beer and food during the process. I
saw a friend of mine, Handyman Allen, a guy who, we're pretty close to, and I didn't realize he was such a huge A's fan. He went to the game. I need to talk to him.
Is he pissed or is he happy? Is he?
I can't imagine. I don't know. I didn't know he was an A's fan to begin with.
There's not a lot of A's fans out there, number one, but it's hard to gauge how Oakland fans react because the Raider fans are Raider fans no matter what. It doesn't matter what city they play in, which is really
wherever.
It's really weird how there is no loyalty regionally for that team. It's more about the actual nickname than it is about the city, which is strange to me considering every other team. It really is about where they are and where they were and how they started. And so I know there aren't a ton of Oakland fans, but I know the ones that are there are very, very upset. And don't forget, they're going to be the Sacramento A's for a couple of seasons before they move to Las Vegas. So that's going to be even weirder. Big J, like it or not, CNN.com is the most visited news website in the United States of America by a long margin. And they want to take advantage of that because, again, we are a capitalist society, Big J. So they are going to introduce a paywall next month. The model will require frequent visitors to pay after reading a certain amount of articles. This is exactly the kind of strategy employed by a bunch of other publishers, including the New York Times and Fox, etc. So they're not the first news network to go in, but it's the biggest. And we will see how that impacts their bottom line and how it impacts how many visitors go to their website. But of course, they also are kind of getting a little bit of, pushback because you remember CNN Plus?
No.
Yeah, nobody does.
No.
It was their pay-for-play news service that failed to take off and had to be shuttered because nobody was subscribing to it. So we'll see what ends up happening here. I don't know how it'll play, but it's not the first news website to do it. But we'll see how it goes if it still is the most popular news site after they start charging. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. We got your Pop Culture Smackdown next on the X.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, and up for grabs, we've got tickets, baby. Sunday, October 6th out there at the Ford Idaho Center Amphitheater. We got Stained, Breaking Benjamin, Daughtry, Lakeview, a new band you never heard of probably yet, but you'll see them if you win these tickets. Ford Idaho Center Amphitheater again Sunday on the 6th. You should got to beat me Pop Culture Smackdown, and these tickets are yours. I have to admit, it's been kind of difficult this last couple of days.
Yeah, you've gone on a couple good runs. We'll see how it all shakes out today.
Good luck.
208-287-1003 is the number you need to call if you'd like a chance at these tickets and to take on Big J in Pop Culture Smackdown. Good luck to everybody involved. Let's get ourselves a contestant. Hello, the X.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, man? What's your name?
This is Will.
All right, well, you're up first, Will. Which TV show features a character named Sweet D, but characters on the show also call her Bird?
I can't think of nothing.
No!
I've been there so many times, Will. Don't worry about it.
Happens to the best of us. Hello, the X.
I don't even know the answer.
You don't?
I don't think so.
That's sad. Hello, the X.
Hello.
Hey, what long-running TV show features a character nicknamed Sweet D, but they also call her Bird?
Sesame Street?
No. Wrong. Although that's the reference they're trying to make.
It's there. I'm trying to grab it.
Hello, the X.
Hello.
Hey, what long-running TV show features a character nicknamed Sweet D, but the other characters on the show also call her Bird?
Say that one more time. Sorry.
What long-running TV show features a character nicknamed Sweet D, but the other characters on the show also call her Bird?
Sweet what?
D.
Are you there?
That was fun.
Are you there?
Hello, the X. The show's been on for like 17 seasons. Hello, the X.
Hello.
Hey, what TV show features a character nicknamed Sweet D, but the other characters on the show also call
Now
her
I got
Bird?
it. Now I got it. I got it now.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Right. That is correct. You are officially taking on Big J. Big J, in what month were all 6 of the first Star Wars films released?
Oh, God. In what month? I'm going to go December.
Wrong.
Okay.
No.
It is a month.
Yes,
so.
no, it definitely is a month.
So go to hell with your dissatisfaction with my answer.
I mean, Star Wars Day falls on what month, Big J?
Oh, May. But all of them did?
All the first 6 the prequels and the original trilogy all came out in the month of May. Right. Hence, one of the many reasons why May the 4th is Star Wars Day. It reflects back onto the original month they were all
did that
released.
on purpose in the second 2 following movies after the first one?
Well, first of all, they were all summer blockbusters, so them coming out in May makes a whole lot of sense, usually around Memorial Day, that kind of thing. And so the other side of it was, back in the day when you had a ongoing series, you should be able to have them being released around the same time every single time, so people expected that to be a thing. Now, it's whenever they're done, they get released. Congratulations, sir. Tickets to Breaking Benjamin and Stained are yours. Congratulations. Hold on one second. We'll get some information from you. We're going to talk Lounge at the End of the Universe. That's next on the X Rocks. That is Alice in Chains, Them Bones, here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Of course, there's always something going on at the Lounge at the End of the Universe. It's back. This time it's personal. And they've got another weekend full of awesomeness as we welcome back into the show Jen and Coral from the Lounge at the End of the Universe. Good morning.
Good morning. I love that you say there's always something happening, because even if there isn't, we're going to make it up.
Yeah.
We'll make it up.
Even if there
Let
isn't
us
something.
do that. We can do that too.
We're leprechaun hunting at the Lounge at the End of the Universe.
But you're busy. Even if maybe there's not a show, I know behind the scenes there's 900 things going on.
Yes.
So certainly,
Yes, there are.
Yeah, there's something available for you to have fun with doing. What's going on this weekend?
So this weekend, we have a incredible comedian in, as we usually do, especially now that we've launched into our season. So, and this is really kickoff weekend for us, because from here on out, at least 3 weekends out of the month, we've got an incredible headliner coming in. So this weekend, we've got Richard Villa in. He's flowing in like water from LA, flying in tomorrow. And so we actually have a private event tonight, so we doubled him up tomorrow. So you have 2 chances tomorrow to see him, 7 and 9:30. So you should come out for that. He is hilarious. If you have not seen the clips that we have flooded social media with, then your phone is broken. That's all. You have no other excuse.
We got to get in your algorithm. That's what we need to do.
Yes, you do. Yeah. So go online and you can look him up. Villa, I think, is Spanish for the Villa. No, just kidding. I think it's village, maybe. I don't know.
Nick can handle the Spanish.
It might be house. I'm not 100% certain, but maybe.
I mean, in, white people say villa. It's
right.
Meet me at the villa. We're gonna have Chardonnay.
Villa.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. He's super funny. He's been on HBO. He's been on Netflix. I mean, not that you need. Just come down. We don't book unfunny people. By the way, sometimes people call and they ask us that. They'll call up and I'll say, "This is the Lounge. Can I help you?" Yeah. Is the comedian this weekend funny?
Oh no.
Are they funny? And I'm like, no, we only book people that suck. So that's the answer you're going to get from me if you call, because I have answered that question so many times that now I just don't care.
Yeah, no, I get it. There's a certain breaking point we all reach, so it's
Have you gotten that call yet?
I try not to answer the phone.
She's smart because the lounge line rings to both of our cell phones, so she just outweights me.
Yeah. Just go, hey, that's a Jen problem.
And then I have to answer that question. So please stop asking. Yes, Richard Villa is hilarious. He's so funny. He is. I think he does a show sometimes in Spanish. He's not doing this one in Spanish, although we do have a fully Spanish-speaking show coming up in November.
Nice.
I'm very excited about it because I don't think I've ever seen that in Boise before. So brush up on your Spanish.
Nick
or
should
just,
open.
Yeah,
No. I understand it better than I speak it.
That's how I am too, but I grew up around Puerto Rican Spanish, which is totally different than Mexican Spanish, in so much as, first of all, it's spoken 10 times faster than any other Spanish ever. It's like, so, and I can understand it, but I cannot speak it because I need a lot more speed. So come in for Richard. He's funny. I lost track of what I was saying because it's early.
You were talking about a all Spanish show in November.
Oh yeah. So, but Richard also, like, his content, his subject matter, it's everything from observational, but he talks a lot about his family, and it's so funny. Just the stuff he says about his wife, who he's been with for a long, long time, and he calls her his ride or die, and she's like the person in the background that just backs him up no matter what, like the hype man. She's sort of like his Flavor Flav. Super duper funny. I don't want to do his jokes though, so you can go check out some clips on our social media or just like online. Just look him up. Richard is spelled the normal way, Richard, and then Villa, Villa. Check him out. I don't know, watch a couple clips and then buy a ticket to one of the shows tomorrow, 7 and 9:30. And then next week we have Quinn Dale in, and then after that we've got Susan Rice. So look, it's just go to our website, check it out. Get a comedy pass, Cosmic Comedy Pass. 6 shows for the price of 4, and you can use them all at once if you want to. So grab a bunch of friends, make them pay full price, then you make $40. Sorry, $50. You make $50.
But also, I have noticed that, as things start to kind of cool down around here in the Treasure Valley, your calendar is getting more and more full. The coming attractions for the lounge, there's a lot of great, really, really funny people coming through, and you're booking all the way into 2025 already, too. So I know the shows are coming fast and furious, and you want people to check them out. So that Cosmic Comedy Pass may be a really good idea. Christmas is coming up, listen, I give them out for trick-or-treat passes for the kids. Everybody loves the comedy passes.
Yep, and we just added a couple other shows. Totally forgot about this because it's been just kind of right around September, we just get really administratively busy where it's like, oh, you have to add all these tickets. We just added Eddie Gosling. He was the head writer for Tosh.0, so if you liked that show and you liked the jokes on that show, you will love Eddie. He's amazing. And he's with Aaron Foster, who is another headliner who had his own show on HGTV. So if you're a fan of that, so that's like a doubleheader show because we just couldn't find Aaron his own weekend. And he was like, put me on with Eddie. So I was like, okay, great, good. That's fantastic. Miles Weber coming up. Angelo Colina, that's our all Spanish speaking show. Brad Upton is going to be here. Everybody knows who Brad is. So yep. I don't know how we got him because he should be at the Morrison Center. But for the next, Richard Villa this weekend, John Gonzalez coming. Bear. Next weekend is Friday is Polar Bear, Saturday is Quinn Dale. So if you don't have a Cosmic Comedy Pass for that weekend, what are you even doing with your life?
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Lots of great shows happening. LoungeBoise.com is where you can go to purchase them and grab those passes that we're talking about. You can buy them individually or buy them in bulk, whatever you want to do. We certainly recommend you go check it out. And then, Coral, how goes the beer situation happening at the lounge at the end of the universe these days? All good?
I mean, it's always great. Although I am trying to get that peach cobbler sour back in.
You let me know when it is. I will pop in just for a beverage.
Fine. You won't come to say hi to us. Peach cobbler sour, though, Nick's like, I'm there.
I am there. It's really, really good.
I'll tell you what. We're going to have a 5 p.m. show and have peach cobbler just for you. We'll have one chair and one table in the room.
He's hammered by 5:30.
One ticket sold guaranteed. I promise.
Is $5,000.
I might still do it. I don't know. I really do like that beer. I really do.
You know what? You have regular peach cobbler. I might be there too.
That's right.
Perfect. We'll just pour it on top.
Big J's allergic to beer,
sauce.
so he has to have the extra dessert.
Big J. We can just sit in the corner and scratch our hives.
Big J was affronted by that for some reason.
I don't know. That's going to go on my Tinder profile. Let's drink beer and scratch our hives together. And if somebody answers that, then I know they're also allergic to beer.
It's a match made in heaven.
Yep.
LoungeBoise.com is where you need to go if you want to grab those tickets. Coral, Jen, thank you very much for coming in and talking about things. We always appreciate it.
Thank you.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
Morning
Love you
After
back.
with Nick and Big J. Another textual healing keyword on the way. It's next on the X.
Real things that really happened. Really? It's Headlines on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Headlines brought to you by T-Mazda and the Pre-Owned Superstore. The Trade-A-Thon Marathon Sale is on now at the old Kmart in Nampa. Go check them out. It's happening all weekend long. Big J going to be out there broadcasting live on Saturday from 3 to 5. Your chance to trade in your vehicle, get 130%. And also, maybe if it's a piece of junk, get $2,000 for it minimum. Of course, you can use your trade-in for your down payment, so no cash down for a vehicle if you want to get into it. Check it out. The Trade-A-Thon Marathon Sale happening at the old Kmart in Nampa all weekend long with T-Mazda and the Pre-Owned Superstore. Headlines are as follows. Big J, hey, that's not okay. Hey, that's bad parenting. And hey, Dad, no.
Man, hey, that's bad parenting.
Authorities in Arkansas have charged a young couple, Darian Urban and Shalene Ayers, of Rogers, Arkansas, after they allegedly tried to trade their 2-month-old baby for a 6-pack of beer and $1,000 at a campground.
Wonderful.
The incident was reported at the Hideaway Campground and RV Park near Beaver Lake in the Ozarks, involved a couple signing a letter to relinquish their baby for money, alarming witnesses who noticed the poor condition of the infant. Despite claiming the exchange was part of an adoption plan, the couple now face criminal charges and have been detained by the Department of Human Services, currently caring for the baby, so that's good. Anytime you involve beer in any kind of adoption process, probably not the greatest deal in the world, and certainly not above board, I would get.
Yeah, even kind of weird after the adoption stuff is all done to celebrate with a beer. That seems you've made the wrong decision.
And it's only a 6-pack. Like, I mean, I bet you could get a 30-pack for a baby somewhere, right?
Sure.
You gotta look around a little.
Arkansas, probably.
For sure. Hey, that's not okay, or hey, Dad, no!
Dad, no!
An Oregon man was arrested for DUI after he drove drunk to the scene of an earlier crash where his drunk son rolled his car off the road. The Coos County Sheriff's Office responded to a call about a car crash and then arrived to the scene to find an overturned vehicle with 24-year-old Ben Crable inside. He said he had just left the local bar and he was drunk. Officers believed he was intoxicated, so he was taken to a hospital for treatment. So police remained at the scene. Then Ben's father, 53-year-old John Crable, pulled up in his own vehicle to check things out and was questioned by deputies who noticed this dude reeked of alcohol himself. They also noted that he was uncooperative. They conducted a field sobriety test. How do you think John did, Big J?
I think he did great.
No,
A+.
not great. He
What?
failed it. He failed it.
Shocked.
And then they placed him under arrest. So once again, the family that drinks together goes to jail together. Don't drive, for God's sake.
I mean, ballsy to stop and be like, hey, what's going on here?
I think he knew his kid was at the hospital. He was hoping to maybe avoid the police, and he didn't think they were there. And then what do you do, I guess? But still, not a wise decision to get behind the wheel while you're intoxicated or you've had some beverages. Please don't do that.
That family might have a drinking problem.
No. We'll wrap it up with, hey, that's not okay. Dog sitting apps. Big J, have you heard of them?
Yeah.
There's a big one out there called Rover. It was something that I kind of subscribed to when I had myself a little teeny tiny puppy. When your wife wasn't watching the pup, and your daughters who helped out as well. But I leaned on Rover on more than one occasion to make sure that there was some exercise while the pup was at home all by itself. But the problem is, somebody is claiming a Rover dog sitter sold her pets instead of taking care of them. A woman named Mackenzie Comfort said that at the end of August, she had hired a Rover dog sitter for a couple of weeks, and then she noticed that she stopped receiving photos of the dog about 3 days into her vacation. And she got some excuses of like, oh, I'm just not home yet. Sorry, I'll send pictures later. And then when her vacation was over, she received a message saying their dogs have been dropped off at their, quote, new home. Rover allegedly confirmed that the dog sitter in question had been banned from the app, but somehow found her way on it and did, in fact, sell the animals to another person while they were dog sitting and took the money for themselves. The good news is they were able to find the dogs. They're back home. They're safe. The owners were very understanding and were like, I can't believe we were even part of this. We didn't know, obviously. Please take your dogs back. And so you got to be careful. Make sure you do some screening. You never know. Because there's a lot of trust that goes into that. Like, I mean, I had to let somebody into my home that I did not know.
Got to give them a code probably to get in, that kind of thing.
Exactly it, to make sure that they could take care of the dog. So there's a lot of trust involved when you're doing those kind of apps, and I can understand how things can go sideways if you don't have somebody that is trustworthy.
Yeah, if that happened to me, well, they'd be looking for that dog sitter.
I think they are.
On a permanent basis.
Morning After with Nick
Forever.
and Big J. You're saying you'd murder her. I understand.
Yeah.
There are your headlines. It is the X rocks.
Impressions.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, we got some tickets here for you. Show happening on the 6th of October at the Knitting Factory. We're talking Highly Suspect making a return here to the Treasure Valley. And Dead Poet Society, going to be a fantastic show. Another one of those shows in October. So we'll get you lined up with tickets to this fantastic event here. If you can figure out the clues today, going to be a fun one.
All right. Big J has promised fun. 208-287-1003. If you want tickets to go check out Highly Suspect on the 6th, all you have to do is figure out bad impressions. Big J's got 3 clues. They all revolve around somebody pretty famous. If you can figure out who that famous person is, you're going to Highly Suspect free of charge. Good luck to everybody. Let's get ourselves a contestant. Hello, the X.
Yeah, I'm calling in for the bad impressions.
Wonderful. What's your name, man?
Jason.
All right, Jason, you're up first.
Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Okay.
They used to call me Iron Mike. Now it's High Mike.
Is that Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Nobody calls him High Mike.
Well, come on. I mean, I'm trying to do bad impressions here. Go to hell.
Good job, Jason. Hang on 1 second, dude. We will hook you up with those Highly Suspect tickets. What was clue 3?
An ear is more of an appetizer than a meal.
And why is Mike Tyson in the news?
Hey, that fight with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul still happening. You know, they had to postpone it. Mike got injured. We don't know what that was all about necessarily. But, of course, they're taking this opportunity to make some more money. Netflix will premiere a 3-episode docuseries called Countdown, Paul versus Tyson ahead of the heavyweight boxing event on November 15th. So it'll feature, of course, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, offering viewers an inside look at the fighters' training, all that stuff. November 7th, this series will debut. First 2 episodes on November 7th, the final episode on the 12th, leading up to the highly anticipated match at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas.
Now, you have said you will be watching the boxing match. Will you be watching the reality show leading up to it?
Sure, why not,
all right.
man?
Okay.
This will be fun.
All right. Well, we will see how it all goes. I mean, technically, if you're following them both on social media, you're already getting the reality show version of this fight. So I'm not sure.
I don't know if I want them in my algorithm.
You are going to be able to avoid it if you watch it on Netflix, would be the question. But I'm sure lots of people will tune in. I'm sure this will be a big deal. And the fight is also live, right? It's a whole live event. Okay. So you'll have a chance to do it. It's coming up, in a little bit over a month. So get ready to watch some boxing. Morning After with Nick and Big J. That's Bad Impressions. We'll wrap up the show next on the X.
This is Morning.
Drowning Pool and Soldiers wrapping up the Morning After with Nick and Big J. That also happens to put a ribbon on our Aftershock Power Hour. There were some artists that were played this hour that are going to be at Aftershock on the in October in Sacramento. We would like to send you there if you're for it, because we're going to have our big giveaway party tonight at Sturman's Wine and Cigars on Chinden in Garden City. And if you want to be a part of that giveaway, you have to correctly identify the number of Aftershock artists that we played this hour. 208-287-1003 is our phone number if you would like to be among the last official qualifiers for a chance to join us at Sturman's Wine and Cigars tonight in Garden City and be a part of that big giveaway. We're going to be giving away a lot of prizes, but you have to get that number right on the nose. Big J, do you have the official tally?
Yes.
Wonderful. Hello, the X.
Am I calling X?
Yes, sir, you are. Do you know how many Aftershock artists we played this hour?
I think it was 3.
Is it 3, Big J?
No.
It is not 3. I am sorry, but we do appreciate you listening and being a part. Don't worry, there's still one more Aftershock Power Hour left if you don't quite have it. Hello, the X. Oh, no. Hello, the X.
Hi. Was it 4?
Was it 5?
Yes.
It was 5. What's your name?
I'm Angie.
Angie, congratulations. You're officially qualified for the Aftershock Festival trip that we have to give away. You're going to be joining us tonight at Sturman's Wine and Cigars. All right. Are you happy?
Hell yeah.
We did it, Angie. We did it. Hang on 1 second. We'll get some information from you. And for those of you keeping track at home, Pantera, Disturbed, Bad Flower, Seether, and Drowning Pool, your 5 artists that we played this hour. All of them are going to be at Aftershock. Special thank you to Jen and Coral from the Lounge at the End of the Universe for popping by and being part of the show. It's always nice to talk to them. Congratulations to those of you that won tickets on this show during the course of the broadcast today. That will continue come Monday. Leaves you with the floor, Big J.
Yeah, can't wait to see a bunch of you tomorrow at the Walk to End Alzheimer's there at Kleiners Park. Registration kicks off at 10 o'clock. The walk starts at 11, so let's have some fun, man.
And you still have an opportunity to join and donate if you go to xrock.com and be a part of Big J's team. We encourage you to do so that can be as big as possible for tomorrow, please, and thank you. That's it for us. Jason Drew's up next. We'll see you all Monday. It's the X Rocks.
Dad, is my